At this current moment, no idea which team we're going to grade. Absolutely no idea. And now we will, and let's see. Yeah, we're grading the Saints. Welcome back to the Fun NFL. Hope you guys enjoy. Of course, we're gonna go over the news. Pat Pete's going back to the Vikings. I guess that was supposed to happen. Of course, as you can see, Malcolm Jenkins has retired. Carolina is looking at Pickett. That is definitely a possibility. I have him going 32nd. But we have another mock draft to do, of course. Either way, we're going to start with the roster grading for this one. We got the rules to go over, of course. We're going to do that every video. We got the roster grading to get into anyway. So, yeah, we're doing the Saints today. We'll start off with the quarterback. Of course, like and subscribe. Hope you enjoy. Let's get right into it. Now for the quarterbacks. Jameis Winston, Andy Dalton, Ian Book, and Blake Bortles. If you didn't know, Andy Dalton signed with them today. He'll be their backup. Where's Taysom Hill? He's not on here. Is he like a wide receiver or something? Yeah, he's a tight end. Taysom Hill's honestly the third best quarterback on this roster. He's going to probably get playing time anyway. But, yeah, Jameis, of course, starting. He has torn ACL. They got Andy Dalton, of course, in case Jameis suffers a setback. Not a bad backup quarterback. One of the best in the league. Taysom Hill can go behind him. Ian Buck forces someone to say once there. Blake Bortles is also there, too. So, yeah, now let's get into the grading. We got the rules to go over, then we'll get right into it. Okay, for the grading, this is the grade. This is the points. If you have an A+, you get a 5. If you have an A, you get a 4.67, which is basically, if you know math, it's kind of the way it works out. And obviously, if you get an A-, you get 4.33, B+ 4. So every plus is a whole number, a whole grade, a whole point. Any just letter is whatever the number point is, 0.67, and then any minus is 0.33, and then obviously F is 0. So that's how we're gonna do it. Of course, we're gonna have to do a lot of math for this, but it should definitely be fun. Let's get right into the grading now. We already saw the quarterbacks. Now let's get into the actual grading. So the QB is worth. Okay, so the QB is worth 5 points per level. What I mean by that is, so if you get an A+, that's basically, so it starts at 0, so you get 25 plus, you get 30 for a quarterback if you had a perfect quarterback room. So for the Saints, honestly, I'll give them a C+. I think they have a decent quarterback room. It's not great, but I'd say it's decent. So when we look at the points, that's obviously 15 because it's the third level. Plus, what's C+? C+ is 3. So it would be, so it goes 0, 10, 15, 20, 25. But yeah, F is obviously 0. So if it's points, we have C+, 15, and 4, which in 3, that would be 18 points for the quarterback position. Now we'll go on to the running back. So 18 C+ for the quarterback for the Saints. Okay, now for the running backs. You have Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram, Tony Jones, and Josh Adams. Of course, free agency isn't all over, and we have the draft, of course. That's why we're going to be doing another one of these. But for running back, you got Alvin Kamara. Of course, he's the top 10 running back in the league. Probably the third or second best receiving back. I give him third. Mark Ingram, good power back, good second guy. Tony Jones, he'll pick up those tough yards if he needs to. A good third guy. Josh Adams, another good receiving back. He's a tough runner also. Pretty decent running back room. Now for the running back room. Honestly, it's pretty darn good. I'm going to give an A-. So, with an A-, you get the 25 plus the 4 point, like, let's be honest, an A- and an A+, there's really not much of a difference. So, for a minus, you get a 4.33. That is a 29.33. So, yeah, they got an almost perfect running back room. It's really good. Like I said, Tony Jones is not a bad third running back. And Alvin Kamara, obviously top 10. You could even argue top 5. Not the greatest offensive line. Not the greatest passing game. He wasn't healthy. We also have Mark Ingram, though. It's hard to get a much better running back room, I'll be honest. And like I said, to have an A+ running back room, it's really not that much different than an A-. So you have an A- plus running back room, you're pretty much set. They have a really good running back room. Okay, now let's get to the next position. Sorry about that error for the running backs. Yeah, it was 3 points. Yeah, they got a 19.33. Now for the wide receiver position. I don't love it. Michael Thomas, of course, he's the legit #1. We'll see if he's back. Hasn't played in nearly 2 years. Like, healthy for 2 years. We'll see what he can do. He's a big question mark. Marcus Wallace, good deep threat. Pretty consistent, but he's a decent #2, I'd say. Traquan Smith, probably the most certain receiver on this roster. Is he very good? No, he's a good red zone threat. He gets open. That's all you really need. Is this Deontay Harris? Yeah, we'll say it's Deontay Harris. He's a deep threat. He's a punt returner. That's it. Lil Jordan Humphrey, I guess he's a good physical receiver. That's it. Kevin White and all the other guys, they're basically special teamers. Kevin White, he had some good years, but not really. Okay, so they have like 5 legit receivers, or ones that I could call good, or okay at least. It's not their biggest strength, though. Obviously, there's a reason I have the receiving core as one of the biggest needs in the draft. That's probably why I had them going in there in the draft. They get a C-, which basically is a 4.33 plus. Let's see, third level, so it's 3 times 3, 9 plus 4. What was it? Okay, 2.33. What is it? 15 or 3 times? Oh yeah, 9. So 11. No, it's a C-. They hit 11.33. So yeah, they're 11.33 wide receiver. Obviously, that's a big issue. I have literally the only reason they're probably C- because they don't have a great #2, and they don't have we don't know about Michael Thomas. So that's why they're here. I wouldn't say it's one of the worst in the league, but it's definitely not like top half. Now we'll go tight end. Obviously, I don't value tight end as high. It's a bad tight end room. Adam Troutman, he's not very good. I'll be honest with you, not very good. He's not the worst, but he's far from the best. Taysom Hill is not a tight end. Nick Vannett, Juwan Johnson. Nick Vannett is he's reliable. Like, these aren't good stats, but when he was out there, he's a blocking tight end, like, whatever. Juwan Johnson, this dude's also a backup tight end, but he's a better receiver, 4 touchdowns tells you something, but they do not have a good tight end room. So if you multiply this by 2, you get, I'm going to give him a flat D. A flat D is equal to, what is it? They get a 1.67 plus 4. You got 5.67 for tight end. What is the highest you can get for tight end anyway? So you get an A+, that's like a 5. 5 plus 10 is 15. So a 5.67 is pretty bad. Honestly, it's one of the worst in the league. It's not good at all. Which is, it's kind of disappointing. They have a couple good blockers, but they just don't have that receiving threat that they need. Now for the offensive line, which I think is a lot better. Obviously, losing your franchise left tackle isn't good. James Hurst, but look at him, I guess. He got a 70, so it's okay. He could be worse. They might draft a guy. Well, they probably will. Andrews P, Eric McCoy, Cesar Ruiz, Ryan Ramczyk. Can't get much better than that. Like, I mean, Cesar Ruiz is not very good, but he's also not terrible per se. Eric McCoy, one of the best centers in the NFL. Andrews P, one of the best guards in the NFL. Ryan Ramczyk, one of the best tackles in the NFL. So you have 3 franchise guys on there. Cesar Ruiz could be worse. Like, I don't like, he's not good, but could be worse. And then, of course, James Hurst, we'll see what he can do. But that gaming hall left tackle will downgrade them a little, even though they have 3 really good offensive linemen. So let's get right into the grading. Say what you want about offensive line, but it is important. I'll give them a B+. Like, yeah, they have some holes, but it's also, like, they're not as gaping as some other teams. Like, it's a pretty darn good offensive line. Like, Jameis can't really complain. So you get 2, if you're in the B category, that is times 4. So it would be 8 plus, what's a B plus? 4. So it would be 12. So they get 12. So 12 is out of, let's see the highest. Okay, so 2 times 5, 10, 10 plus 5, 15. 12 to 15 isn't a really good offensive line. Like I said, they're one of the better ones in the league. It makes sense to get it. Now we got to get the average for the offense. So I'll do that really quick. So the offense averages around to about a C+, which I honestly think is reasonable. And then the total points, I got, so we got to do 18 plus 19.33 plus 11.33 plus, I had to redo that, 18 plus 19.33 plus 11.3, 5.67 plus 12. Okay, so we got a 66.33 as the total. Now we'll go to the defense. And yeah, let's start it off with the linebackers. The linebacker core, yes, they have DeMario Davis. Yes, they have Caden Ellis. They have a good group of guys. That deserves a solid B. I don't think much more for a couple reasons, but yeah, I think a solid B, which would be at 3.67, and then at 3 times 4 would be 12. So you get a 15.67 and B for the linebacker position. Now we go to defensive line. Okay, now we get to the defensive line, and we're going to have a whole separate thing on pass rush, but Cameron Jordan's a really good run stopper, good guy for this defensive line. Shai Tuttle, David Onyemata, both really good players. Contavious Street, he's a good depth guy too. Peyton Turner, first rounder, we'll see what he can do. He did not play good last year when he's out there. Tano Caspigan, another good backup guy. Carl Granderson, don't know a ton about him, but I've seen a little bit of his film. Seems like a guy who can get after the quarterback. I'll put it as simple as that. Marcus Davenport, like, bounced back year per se, because he was looking like a bust, but he definitely was able to get to the quarterback and make some plays. Okay, let's get to the grading. Okay, looking at the defensive line, this is actually a pretty darn good defensive line. I'll give it a B minus, just for the fact that the pass rush isn't always there. So for the D line overall is a B minus. They have a couple good solid interior guys. Good. They have one elite guy on the edge, which we'll get to in a second. But I don't know if the run stopping's there. And Marcus Davenport, we still don't know a ton about. So for the pass rush, I'll give this a B plus. It's really good. You have 4 guys get after the quarterback. Marcus Davenport, Cameron Jordan, Carl Granderson, you could say, is one. Tano Caspigan is okay, but you got Peyton Turner too. So you have some good pass rushers. Like, you have one elite one, you have another good one, you have a couple that are developing per se. But I really do like their pass rush. So you have the B minus, which is, what is it? The B minus is 3.33. Added on to the 2 per level, so 2 times, yeah, that's why it's 2 if you didn't know. So it's 8 plus, so it's 11.33 for the D line, pass rush, which would mean 4 plus, what is it, 8, so you get 12. Wait, no, you get... So you get 4 per level, 16... 20. So you get 4 for each level, and then you get a B+, which is a 4. So that, yeah, they get 20. They got a really good pass rush. I'll be honest with you, really good. Could it be better? Absolutely. But they have when you just have that threat, it's hard to beat teams. Okay, now we get to the DBs and the secondary. Let's start off with cornerbacks. Okay, now for corners. Okay, Carlton and Debo. I like him. Good player. Marshall Lattimore, legit #1. Bradley Roby, pretty good. Kivers Russell. I have no idea who this guy is. Which is a little bit of a problem. No idea who this guy is. No idea, absolutely not. You can't have this guy as your fourth corner. I was gonna say it's a good it's a good cornerback group. You have 3 good guys established. Like, I know who Bryce Thompson is. Tennessee, but like a couple of these other guys, like Dylan Meeben, I've heard of. Like, I've seen a couple of these guys, but I don't know who Kivers Russell, Jordan Miller are, and they have like 3 guys that are good. Like, we know who they are. They're good players. But you can't have guys in the secondary that are like this, that are just no idea what the heck, how good they are. And we know a couple of them aren't good. Okay, now let's get to the grading, though. Okay, now for the, what is it called? Oh, yeah, if you didn't know, yeah, the pass rush is better than their quarterback. I think. Yeah. I mean, when you get a B+ pass rush, it makes sense. But either way, for the cornerbacks, ooh, I'll give it I gotta give it higher than a C. I'll give it like a B. I'll give it a B. The depth is lacking, but when you have 2 like legit corners and another good one behind them, I can't really deny that they're a good cornerback group. The depth is an F, which I actually have to add. Okay, so they get a B, a flat B, which is basically a 3.67, 3 per level, so it's 3 times 4, 12. So they get a 15.67. The depth is very bad at corner, I'll be honest with you. It's not good depth. That's going to impact the depth later. Which, I'll be honest with you, is like... So, yeah. I'll give them they're a good group, but they don't have any depth. Now we go to the safeties. Okay, now for the safeties. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Marcus May. Good corners. Guys that can cover. Daniel Sorensen is awful. He's awful. J.T. Gray, I mean, he's okay. He could be worse. Of course, Malcolm Jenkins just retired. That hurt their depth. They're going to go after a guy, which is a good thing. But so they have 2 really good guys. Daniel Sorensen's awful. J.T. Gray is okay. There you go. That's all you need to know. I mean, again, the depth's bad, but I wouldn't say they have a star safety. They have 2 good safeties. I'll give them a C. No, it's not the depth. I'll give it a B-. Because both of them are pretty darn good players. They're not bad. Which would bring this to 3.33, 3 per level. So a 4. So 4 times 3, 12. They get a 15.33. So overall, their secondary is looking like a B, B-. It's whatever. It could definitely be better, but I don't really know, however. And special teams, I can literally just talk about that right now. The special teams, I'll give it like a, yeah, let's just look at it. I'm not giving it an A+. I'll give it a flat A, though. So that's a 4.67. So it'd be a 9.67 with 5 per level. So they have a 9.67, basically an almost perfect special teams. So I think it's really fair. They got a really good punter, as you can see. A really good kicker. He got hurt, but still. And, of course, an elite returner. So, when you have all that, it's kind of hard to say they have the worst. They have really bad. And then we got offensive average, which we can just delete. And just delete the row. Defensive average, we'll get to that, like, right now. Like I said, if they had Malcolm Jenkins, they'd probably be a B+, literally. Yeah, they'd definitely be a B+, maybe even an A. It's a pretty big loss, honestly. So, defensive average, it's a B. They have a B grade. So now adding up all those points. So you got so it's 78 total points on defense. Which obviously is really good. Like, really good. So they have a really good defense, obviously. Like, it's hard. Like, I know you say, oh, a B for the Saints defense. I mean, like, there's a couple other factors into it, coaching, all that stuff. But I do think a B is a good grade for this defense. It's a, like, I'm being really strict with this. And this is just the math, too. Like, not, like, we'll see how they perform. Either way, now for the depth. Like, we could just look over this roster and go, oh, the depth. We kind of already looked at it. We already see the secondary is lacking a lot of depth. D-line and linebackers could be worse. Offensive line, it's about average. Tight end, bad. Wide receiver, bad. Running back, good. Quarterback, really good. So, the depth, I'll give it like a B-. Like, it's definitely lacking some stuff, but it's like really good at some points, like a quarterback, and it gets really bad at like tight end and secondary. But on the other parts, it's above average. So I think it's a B- would be fair. So it's a B-. We'll see. B- is a 3.33. So for intervals, so it's a 19.33. So the depth is a 19.33. Let's get to the overall. I'll get that down. Okay, so yeah, they get a C+ overall. I think that's very fair. Well, no, they got it right here. Yeah, could they have gotten a, what is it called? A B-? Absolutely. It was right on the fringe. I was thinking, yeah, they probably should deserve a B-, but I don't know, like, they're worse than they were last year, obviously, but last year they were like a B team. This year they're like a C+, so they're above average, but they're not like there. Kind of like a fringe playoff team. 173.33 points. We don't really know. It's the first team I'm doing. We really don't know how it's going to stack up against other teams. But right now, they set the measurement. They didn't get an F at least. That's the good news. But 173.33, an elite special teams unit. A really good running back room. A really good pass rush. Solid team. Really solid team. So you get a C+, 173.33 points. That's your totals. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe. We got another roster grading video. Maybe can't be tomorrow, but I don't know. Friday, Saturday. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next one.